right, check 1 2 3 4. Check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 10 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 10 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1. All right, good afternoon and welcome in to South Mountain Community College for today's Region 1 Division 2 Championship Series Game 1 of this best of 3, featuring the second-seeded Pima Community College Aztecs out of Tucson and the South Mountain Community College Cougars out of Phoenix. Cougars come into the day ranked number 5 in the NJCAA Division II rankings, and Pima is number 6. So number 5 versus number 6 here for a best of 3 series. The winner advances to the West District Championship, which will be held next week at the winner of this regional's home field. So whoever wins this regional will host next week a district championship against Region 2, which is Arkansas and Oklahoma. And of course, this is also a rematch of last year's Region 1 Division 1 Championship Series. This year, both schools have dropped to Division 2 in baseball, and so here they are meeting up a year later, now a division lower at Division 2. Then last year, these two teams also made it to the West District tournament here at South Mountain. That was a 4-team tournament last May that also featured Southern Nevada and Southeastern Community College, or maybe it was Southeast Community College, out of Nebraska. Again, that was a Division 1. Now we're in Division 2. So it's a little different at this level. This is best of 3 regional, then next week is the best of 3 district. Then you go to the World Series. That's in Elgin, Oklahoma. There's 8 district winners. They get an automatic bid to the World Series. And this year there are 2 at-large teams. There were 2, I think, last year as well. So this is going to be an interesting weekend, and it should be some exciting baseball between the two teams. PA is getting started with his introduction, so I'll wait a minute, try not to mirror him. But the Cougars, Pima comes into the day 47-11 overall. They won their 2 out of 3, 2 games straight, I should say. Took 2 straight from Paradise Valley Community College last week. Winning 9-5 and 4-3 over the Pumas to advance to this weekend's championship series. In fact, scored a run in the bottom of the 9th in that 4-3 victory, a walk-off win to advance to this weekend. The Cougars, 43-16 overall, took 2 out of 3 last weekend against Chandler Gilbert. Lost game 1 12-7, then rebounded with a 9-8 victory in game 2 on a walk-off sac fly in the bottom of the 9th. And then in game 3 on Saturday, May 3rd, it was an 11-5 victory over Chandler Gilbert. So should be a great day. These are two head coaches that also serve as the athletic directors of their respective universities, or colleges I should say. Ken Hockamy is the head coach of Pima Community College. He's assisted by Romeo Ballesteros, Jason Hockamy, Fernando Loera, Trey Meza, and Oscar Romero. Todd Easton is the head coach of South Mountain. He's assisted by Lane Harvey, Cole Kaler, Justin Quinn, and Kevin Soini. And we'll go through the lineups here real quick. We'll start with Pima. Leading things off for the Aztecs in center field is number 2, Leon Sarasaris. Batting second is the second baseman, number 27, Caden Richards. Batting third is Nolan Ganter, the first baseman. Cleanup is the designated hitter, number 31, Jackson Gluick. And batting fifth is the third baseman, number 11, Colin Sr. Batting sixth is the right fielder, Sean Barta. Seventh is the left fielder, number 35, Zach Plashard. Eighth is the catcher, number 12, Ernie Alvarez. And batting ninth is the shortstop, Andrew Grenner. Number 21, Nate Gray, is on the mound for the Aztecs. So again, for Pima, it's Sarasaris, Richards, Ganter, Gluick, Sr., Barta, Plashert, Alvarez, and Grenner. And the Cougars, not a lot of changes if you've been with the team all year. Pierce Jr. leads off at short. Batting second is the second baseman, Joe Terranova. Third is the right fielder, Raul Parada. Cleanup is the catcher, Luke Jones. Batting fifth is the third baseman, Bryan Lorenz. Sixth is the left fielder, Marcus Romero. Seventh is the first baseman, Drew Johnson. Eighth, the designated hitter, Landon Springmeyer. And batting ninth is the center fielder, Nuri Todd, and Luis Martin Romero. So we appreciate you tuning in. Again, let's go over the Cougars lineup one more time. Sorry about that. It's Pierce Jr., Terranova, Parada, Jones, Lorenz, Romero, Johnson, Springmeyer, Todd, with Luis Martin Romero on the bump. So two teams very familiar with each other. We've faced Pima, that is South Mountain has faced Pima in the postseason every year since the last 3 years. This will be the third straight year we've met them in the postseason. 23, Pima came up here in a Division I semifinal and won 2 straight, 5-4 in both games. Then last year, of course, South Mountain went to Pima for the Division I championship series, won 2 out of 3 there to claim the regional title and host the district championships where Pima also competed. Pima went 0-2 last year in the district. South went 2-2, and it was Southern Nevada that advanced to Grand Junction on the Division I side. But now this year, both teams again making the transition to Division II this year to more align themselves with the rest of the programs in their athletic department. It was for a while South Mountain Baseball was the only Division I program on campus. And that includes a men's golf team that's won 8 national championships since the turn of the century. And Pima softball and baseball before the season both competed at Division I. And in fact, Pima softball was the Division I regional winner last year. So both the Region I, Division I softball and baseball winners dropped to Division II this year. So kind of, usually you'd say it'd move up, not relegate, but it's not necessarily a relegation or a promotion like you'd think of the English Premier League, but just a little food for thought as you can see the managers meeting up at home plate. And first pitch just a few moments away. Once the Cougars take the field, we'll step away for the national anthem. And again, this is the Region 1 Division 2 Championship Series, best of 3, all 3 games here at South Mountain. Tomorrow is another 2 o'clock start, and then Saturday, if necessary, will be a noon start. The winner again advances to the Western District Championship, and they'll face the Region 2 winner. Region 2 occupies Arkansas and Oklahoma, so one of those teams will come out here. And we are just a few minutes away from getting started, so I'm going to step away, take the headset off, and you're live at South Mountain. If you are in the area, you want to come out, there is paid admission now as we are in the postseason. $10 for adults, $7 kids 13 to 17, and seniors and students with any student ID are $7. Kids 12 and under are free. It is plenty hot out here, so make sure you bring yourself some water and something cool to drink. In fact, these two teams, or these two schools, I should say, met earlier this morning on the softball diamond. Over at Phoenix College, Pima defeated South Mountain 6-0 in the first game of the Division II tournament. And we'll see what's going on in Game 2. Last I checked, Phoenix College, the host, was losing. And they continue to lose 5-1 in the bottom of the 6th. So that would set up a Phoenix College South Mountain elimination game tomorrow at 9 a.m. All right, handshakes being dispensed. Looks like we're going to step away now for the national anthem as the Cougars will take the field, and we'll be back with first pitch.
Thursday afternoon, it's time for playoff baseball. On behalf of the Arizona Community College Athletic Conference, South Mountain Community College President Bryan Lorenz, Director of Athletics and Head Coach Todd Easton, as well as everyone from the district school, administration, faculty, staff, coaches, and players. We appreciate your support and attendance at today's game number 1. In the finals of the National Junior College Athletic Association Region 1 Division 2 playoffs. Today's game is between the Pima Aztecs and the South Mountain Cougars. Fans, at this time, to honor America, we ask Victor Abel, please rise, and please remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
All right, first pitch. A few moments away. The umpires, again, 3 on the field now that we're in the postseason. And we'll give you the Pima lineup again real quick. Saris, Richards, and Ganter to lead things off here in the first. Gluick Sr., Barta, that's 4-5-6. Plashert, Alvarez, Grenert is 7-8-9. And let's give you some information on Luis Martin Romero, sophomore right-handed pitcher out of Rio Rico. ACCAC Division II Pitcher of the Year, Luis Martin. 8-2 on the season, and making his 12th start and 15th appearance in 2025. 66 innings of work, 64 hits, 28 earned, 22 walks, 54 strikeouts. All those numbers equate to a 3.82 ERA for Luis Martin, and opponents have batted .258 off him this season. Behind the plate, Luke Jones at third base, Bryan Lorenz. Shortstop is Bobby Pierce Jr., second base Joe Terranova. First base is Drew Johnson, in left Marcus Romero, in center is Nuri Todd, and in right is Raul Parada. Landon Springmeyer is the designated hitter. And again, Saras, Richards, and Ganter due up here to start the first. So, Leon Saras, the second team all-conference honoree, will lead things off here. Saras just over 900 OPS on the year, 5 doubles, 2 triples, 2 home runs, 30 driven in. Dangerous leadoff batter here for the Aztecs. And the first pitch is in there for strike one at 2:03. Saras slaps that foul. It's quickly on two. He's a freshman, 5'7", 170 out of Albuquerque. And just above the belt for ball one. 1 ball and 2 strikes here on the center fielder, Saras. And breaking ball stays outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Leon. 360 plus batting average this year. 368 in 49 games. Oh. Goes inside and hits him. So Saras draws the free pass, albeit painfully. And I'll bring up Caden Richards, the second baseman. Richards 363 in 54 games this year, an OPS of 970. 11 doubles, 4 home runs as he'll take outside for ball one. Tied fourth on the team with the 11 doubles. And again, Martin Romero outside, 2-0 on the second baseman. It's going to be a pass ball on ball 3, and Cougars right now a little bit behind the 8 ball early on. 3-0 now as the wind picks up, knocks over a few of my signs. It really picks up. It's 3-0 on Richards. And he swings 3-0. He lifts it out to Parada. He'll make the catch. Saras going to tag the third, and he's out. Wow. A double play just like that ends the threat. It's an F9-5 double play, and there's 2 down. So Saras, who had moved to second on a pass ball, is out 9-5, and there's 2 down. Brings up Ganter, the first baseman. First team all-conference honoree as he fouls that one away. Ganter, a big swing and a miss. He is a first-team all-conference honoree. He's out of Phoenix, 6'5", 240 goes Nolan. Oh, maybe. Second-team all-conference. I apologize. That's upstairs. Does have some good numbers on the season, does Ganter. 333. He's tied for the team lead with 14 doubles. And he fouls that straight back. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes as I'm hitting the buttons on the wrong part of my par. You've seen all the behind-the-scenes stuff. And the fastball upstairs. Ganter also leads Pima with 11 home runs. He's got a .991 OPS in 54 games this season. And swings through, foul tip into the glove, and some nice defense from the Cougars. And they go to the bottom of the first, coming to the plate here. So we'll get a look at number 21, Nate Gray. He's a first-team all-conference and all-region honoree. Gray is 6'6", 225 out of Queen Creek, Arizona in the East Valley. So I'm sure some of our players are familiar with each other. Nate, first-team all-conference, first-team all-region. And let's give you some numbers on Nate. 7-1 on the year in his 12th start. 16th appearance of the year. 61 in the third innings. 53 hits, 19 earned. 24 walks, 55 strikeouts. All that translates to a 2.79 ERA in 61 plus innings. Also has a save and no batting average against reported. So Nate Gray will take over. Nate did pitch last Thursday in the 9-5 victory for Pima. 6 innings, 8 hits, 5 runned, only 3 of those earned, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. He'll have Pierce, Terranova, and Parada to lead things off. So it'll be the freshman shortstop, Bobby Pierce Jr. He's a freshman again out of Chandler, Arizona, Castile High School. 68 runs scored, that leads the team. 79 hits is second, 15 doubles. And he'll take strike one in the outside corner from Gray. And on the inside corner for strike 2. So Pierce quickly behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Facing Nate Gray to start the bottom of the first. And that's going to be a shallow drive, but caught. Hangs up for an F9. Off the bat, I thought maybe it had a chance to fall in, but carries a little bit. And there's one away. Brings up Joe Terranova, another first team all-conference, all-region honoree. 21 doubles on the year, 21 stolen bases. And Gray pumping him in there right now. 4 pitches, 4 strikes. .22 doubles, excuse me. And Gray just all over the strike zone there. Gets a called strike 2. 46 driven in for Joe. And they'll get him. It's a KS 2-3, and there's quickly 2 down. So Parada digs in, Conference Player of the Year at the Division II level. And no swing. says the third base umpire. First ball that Gray has thrown this inning. And a strike on the inside corner. Raul set a program record, or I should say a Coach Easton program record, 24 doubles this season. And just under the hands, ball 2. Parada passed Adam Bailey of the 2018. He had 23 that season. And a nice pitch there gets Parada swinging off balance. Parada leads the team 24 doubles, 93 hits, 64 RBIs, and 133 total bases. Rolls that over to second, and both pitchers get a 1-2-3 inning as we'll head to the second. Parada out 4-3, and we'll head to the second. So 4, 5, and 6, Gluick Sr. and Barta due up here in the top of the second for the Pima Aztecs to face Luis Martin Romero. Take a look at softball real quick. I said these two teams played earlier this morning. It was Phoenix trails 5-3, bottom 7. So it'll be Gluick, Jackson Gluick, to lead things off, designated hitter here for the Aztecs. Jackson, 6 foot 228, freshman out of Kansas City, Missouri. And first pitch is out to right, can of corn, and one pitch. One out for the Cougars as an F9 retires Gluick. We're sounding okay. Brings up Colin Sr., the third baseman. And the first pitch low for ball 1 here to Colin. 5'11", sophomore out of Scottsdale. And he's going to roll that to Lorenz. And the throw in time. And there's 2 down. So a 5-3 gets Collins Sr. And it brings up the right fielder, Sean Barta. So Barta, the right fielder, with 2 outs, and the base is empty. 6'3", freshman out of Highlands Ranch, Colorado. And he'll take a strike at the knees to start his at bat. And he swings through the 0-1 offering. And it's quickly 0-2 on the right fielder. And low and away, doesn't chase. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Barta's had a good year. Almost a 1078 OPS in 44 games. Tries the corner and misses outside. Evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 9 doubles, 2 triples, 6 home runs, 37 driven in the 44 games for the right fielder. In the air to right, long run. Parada will make the catch, and the side is retired. Another 1-2-3 inning for Luis Martin Romero, and we'll head to the bottom of the second with the Cougars coming to the plate. So 4, 5, and 6 due up this inning for the Cougars. Jones, Lorenz, and Romero due up. To face Gray, who had a pretty quick inning himself. Back out on the bump quickly here to start the second. So, Luke Jones will lead things off. As with the first 3 batters, Luke is a first team all-conference and all-region nominee, or honoree, not nominee. He made it. Sophomore catcher out of Gilbert in the East Valley, batting .392 on the year with 14 doubles, a home run, and high and tight for ball 1. 48 driven in for Luke. He has an OPS of about 1064 on the year. As it's 1-0, and I'm typing in the wrong spot. Fouls that straight back to even the count. And the fastball too high to Luke. And it's 2 balls and a strike here. Jones in the air down the right field line. Long run, and it'll fall in foul towards the bullpen. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Jones. And good take from Jones on the fastball up, makes it a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes here. On the ground is short, scooped up, and thrown in time. 6-3 retires Jones to start the second. So it brings up Lorenz, another first team honoree, freshman out of Peoria. And he'll take strike 1. Breaking ball spins too far inside. 2 even the count, a ball and a strike. Bryan, 347 on the year, 11 doubles, 3 triples, 6 home runs, 52 driven in. And he smacks that up the middle for a base hit. Cougars have their first base runner of the game. So Lorenz singles sharply into center, and it brings up the center or the left fielder, So this is Marcus Romero, the left fielder out of Brighton, Colorado, leads the team with 10 home runs on the season. Sophomore, 6'4", 201. And he'll look at a breaking ball for strike one. Romero, 292, batting average, 6 doubles, 2 triples, 32 driven in, plus the 10 deep flies. And another breaking ball at the belt, and it's quickly 0-2 on Marcus. Fights that off his hands. Foul ball. Just inches foul. The umpire is right there. So we'll take his word on it. That ball almost got over Ganter's head at first base and just a few inches from spinning fair. But it stays no balls and 2 strikes. And again, Romero sprays it out of play to stay alive. And Romero rolls it foul, stay alive. Good job by Marcus to make Gray work here in this at-bat. And Lorenz still at first after the 1-out single. Breaking ball, what a take from Romero, as it's going to be just too low and inside for ball 1. One-two is going to be through for a base hit, and it'll be first and second. Second baseman there with a nice play to keep it on the infield. That's Richards, but it'll be scored unofficially. A base hit, as he had to dive to keep it on the infield. And my rule of thumb is if they leave their feet, it's not an error. Brings up the first baseman, freshman Drew Johnson. Drew also out of Gilbert High School. And he'll take strike one on the outside corner. He leads the team 57 walks on the season. 57 walks in 56 games for Drew. That's the second most in Coach Easton's era. And he lays off there to even the count at a ball and a strike. Drew a 285 average, 7 doubles, 4 home runs, 37 driven in on the season. And takes outside just off the corner. 2 balls and a strike here. Lorenz at second, Romero at first. Here comes the 2-1. And a nice pitch from Gray, gets a swing and a miss to even the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes here. Johnson in the air, out of play, and he stays alive at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Johnson is going to single into right field. They're going to wave Lorenz. Here comes the throw from Barta, and he will be in safely. And it's 1-0 Cougars. It'll be runners on the corners on an RBI single from Drew Johnson. Single through the right side, RBI. You could say a single into right, too. And Lorenz scores from first, and Marcus on the move into third. And it'll bring up the designated hitter, the 8-batter, Landon Springmeyer. Landon's out of Tempe, Mesa, Corona del Sol. That I know. It's always the city I have. Can never remember. He is listed out of Gilbert. And he'll take a fastball at the belt for strike one. So he went to Corona del Sol. He's out of Gilbert. 280 batting average on the year, 29 driven in. And a good eye there as he takes just off the corner for ball one. So Landon 5 doubles, 5 home runs, 2 triples. OPS of about 970 coming into the day. High in the air. Alvarez, though, will have not a play on it. And it's 1-2. My English definitely gets a little awkward calling baseball games. But 1-2 here on Springmeyer. Romero on third and Johnson on first. And a good take by Landon, as that's a high fastball for ball two. And a nice pitch. Landon checks his swing, but he kind of knew it. Heading to the dugout as he's down looking, we'll say. So it'll be up to Todd here, Nuri Todd, redshirt freshman center fielder. Out of Levine, he prepped at Brophy for former Cougar Josh Garcia, the head coach and athletic director. He slaps that into, and oh, no catch, no catch, no catch is called, and it's 2-0. It's going to be a single for Todd into left field. Ken Hakimi out of the dugout to go and talk to the umpire. So the umpire did signal no catch. It was a diving play out there and left by Plashert. And Hakimi out there to talk to the umpire. Don't ask me, my eyesight stinks. And Hakimi's going to walk back to the dugout a little upset because the umpire does not see it his way. And it'll be a 2-out RBI single for Nuri Todd, and the Cougars lead 2-0. It was a nice play out there and left by Plashert. He just couldn't get there. And Romero scores from third. And Drew into second. So first and second, ball one to Pierce. Flew out to right his first time up. And high for ball two. And Gray right now falls behind 3-0 on Pierce. And Cougars in the driver's seat. Taking all the way, it's called strike one. I think I have my flashlight on. And Pierce in the air, out of play, left field. Long run into the bullpen. It's a full count. So Johnson and Todd will probably be off on the pitch. Full count, 2 outs. In the air to left field, going towards the line and makes the catch and retires the side. But RBI singles from Drew Johnson and Nuri Todd have given the Cougars a 2-0 lead as we head to the third. It'll be 7, 8, 9 this inning for the Aztecs to face Martin Romero. Plashert, Alvarez, and Grenert scheduled to appear. So 7, 8, 9 do appear for the Aztecs. It'll be the lead-off batter is the 7th batter in the lineup, the left fielder, Zach Plashert. 322 on the year. He's second on the team with 13 doubles and 8 home runs. Also 49 driven in, so an OPS just a shade over 1,000. And he'll take strike one to start the third. So a dangerous hitter here in the 7-hole for the Aztecs. And a swing and a miss there. And he's behind, no balls and 2 strikes. And the 0-2 runs outside to the lefty, makes it a ball and 2 strikes. And he comes inside and fools him. Gets a swing and a miss for a strikeout, and they one away here in the third. Brings up the catcher, Ernie Alvarez, number 12. Backstop for the Aztecs. He'll take ball 1. Alvarez, 363 batting average in 33 games this year. And he's going to roll that to short. Pierce comes in and makes the throw. Nice play by Johnson. A lot of mustard on that throw over. And Johnson retrieves it above his head. It's a 6-3 putout in your books. Brings up the shortstop, Andrew Grenert. 2 down here in the top of the third. And he'll take outside to start the at-bat. 280 batting average for Grenert in 33 games, a triple and 2 home runs. And that one comes back over the corner. 4 strike one evens the count, a 790 OPS for the shortstop. Runs outside, ball 2. the ground and past the diving Terranova. So it'll be a base hit for Grenert. That's the first. Oh, he's going for 2, and he'll be in there. So I guess I need to pay better attention, as that will be a double. Hustle double. So we'll call it a double into right center for Grenert. Oh, okay, single in there. I wasn't paying attention. So I will take your, we'll say 1B right side and then E9F. No, E8. And all right, so it's a strike 1 to Saraceras. Apologize about that. I looked down. I know should know better. This is Saraceras. It's 0-1 on him, the leadoff man. In the air, left side, Lorenz going towards the dugout, so is Jones. It'll get out of play. It is 0-2 on the leadoff man, Saraceras, who was hit by a pitch in the first. And just a fair ball down the left field line, and this will be a run. And he's in there with a double, so just like that. So, double for Saraceras, and just like that, after 8 straight, it's a 2-out double for Saraceras, and it's 2-1. Brings up Richards. He flew out to right his first time up. And that's going to be a single through the right side. Here comes Parada. The throw will be out. And it is out. So Parada cuts down that run at the plate, and we'll head to the bottom of the third. It's still 2-1. So it'll be a single into the right, single through the right side for Richards, and a plus, and a 9-2 for Saraceras. So bottom of the third, Gray back out to pitch. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4. I guess I should check that Gray's pitching after I missed that error in center. But it is Nate Gray. And it'll be 2, 3, and 4. Terranova, Parada, and Jones scheduled to appear. Parada now with a pair of outfield assists today. Outfield assist in the first at third base and at the plate to end the third. So that's some nice play in the field from the player of the year. Also flashing it defensively. He's a sophomore out of Mesa. So 2-1. As Terranova will lead things off. He was out at first on a drop third call, third strike. Blip, blip. And the first pitch is fouled away for strike 1. Oops. Fastball off his hands will find its way to the first base dugout. It's quickly 0-2 on Joe. Terranova just fouled down the right field line. Tried to do what Sarah Saris did last inning, just the opposite way. So still 0-2. And the fastball he lays off upstairs. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Terranova. He's out of Mesa. And to the shortstop in time, and there's one away. 6-3 retires Terranova. Brings up Parada. So Parada digs in after the big play in right to end the last half of the inning. 0 for 1 with a ground out. Upstairs for ball 1. Mesa High School sophomore. This year pretty much a fixture in right field. As he laces that through into right field for a 1-out single. So Parada's aboard for the first time. And it brings up Lorenz. Or it brings up Luke Jones, I'm sorry. It's the heat. I shouldn't say that, but it should be used to it. All right, brings up Jones, the catcher. Grounded out to short his first time up. Got a hole on the right side. And he's going to, hook that just foul down the third base line, and it's quickly 0-1. Lane Harvey coaches third for the Cougars. Justin Quinn is at first base. And a nice breaking ball gets a swing and a miss from Luke. And it is 0-2 on the catcher. High and tight for ball 1. Parada does have 5 steals on the season, but we'll see if something's up here. Again, the big hole on the right side with, as he shoots that foul, out of play with Ganser holding the runner at first. On the ground to short, misplayed. It'll be an E6. And the two Cougars will have runners at first and second. So an E6 there on Grennert. Will allow Parada to move into second. And it'll bring up Bryan Lorenz. Lorenz singled into center and scored last inning. Breaking balls low for ball 1. Second baseman Richard shaded up the middle with the right-handed batter. On the ground, that's going to be through for a base hit. Parada did not get a great jump, and he'll be held as it'll be bases loaded, and Lorenz aboard with his second base hit of the day. 1 BLS for Lorenz, Jones into second, and Parada into third. To bring up Romero, the left fielder, is now, I thought I saw something, but I didn't. So Marcus singled and scored last inning as well. Ball right up the middle. And a fastball at the knees is strike 1. And he might have crossed up his catcher. Alvarez is now Gray and Alvarez meeting on the mound. And that's going to be a base hit through the left side. Here comes Luke. Here comes the throw. And it'll get away. And it will allow the runners to move up to third. It'll be a 2-run single for Marcus Romero. It'll be first and third with 1 out, and it's 4-1. So Luke and Parada score. Lorenz into third. And Johnson, who singled last inning, at the plate. And the fastball in there for strike 1 to Drew. Fastball runs outside, evens the count, at a ball and a strike here to Johnson. Runner bluffs at first base, and it's low and inside for ball 2. Romero, a little dance off first. Don't know if they distracted him, but here comes the 2-1. Inside out, that's going to be a tough play. Third baseman will make the play, though. It does bring in a run, and it's 2 outs, and it's an RBI ground out for Johnson, 5-3. Hit it off the end of the bat, had some English on it. So Romero into second, and Lorenz scores on the play. Brings up Springmeyer, strikeout looking, his first time up. Lorenz, Springmeyer high in the air, but hangs up and is caught for the out. But the Cougars add 3 runs to their lead. It's 5-1 as we head to the top of the 4th. Okay, top of the 4th. Martin Romero out to pitch. It'll be 3, 4, and 5. Cantor, Gluick, and Senior scheduled to appear. And it was a final. Hey! It was a final over at Phoenix College. Phoenix fell to Scottsdale. That's the 1 seed falling to the 4 seed. So Phoenix falls into the losers bracket and will face South Mountain tomorrow at 9 a.m. in an elimination game. So 3, 4, and 5 do up Ganser, Gluick, and Senior to face Martin Romero for the second time here as the Cougars lead 5-1 after 3 full. Ganter, a strikeout victim, his first time up. And starts high for ball 1. And he hits the corner there. 1 ball and 1 strike. On the ground to Pierce at short. And he makes the pedal and one away. It's a 6-3 putout on the first baseman Ganter. Brings up Jackson Glick. Maybe I'm saying it wrong in Gluick. We'll say Glick. The DH, he flew out to right to start the second. And he lays off there for ball one. And he rolls that foul ball up the first baseline. Fielded by Johnson, but in foul ground. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball outside, 2-1 here to the DH. And 3-1 as that runs upstairs and away. So 3-1 Glick. 383 batting average in 55 games, 11 doubles, 3 triples, 6 home runs. In the air left side, Romero will make the catch. And there is 2 away. F7 gets Glick. Brings up the third baseman, Collin Sr. He had a nice play on that ball off the bat of Johnson. Had a lot of English on it, but it still produced a run for the Cougars as he sprays that foul out of play. It's a foul behind 0-1. And just off the corner for ball number 1, evens the count. That's a nice pitch back on the outside corner for strike 2. And he lays off the fastball upstairs to even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. And misses low and away for a full count. And fouled out of play. Senior stays alive. And we'll do it again. And strike 3 called on the outside corner. And that will end the top of the 4th as the Aztecs down in order. And we'll head to the bottom of the 4th with the Cougars leading 5-1. South Mountain will have 9-1 and 2 due up this inning. Todd, Pierce, and Terranova to face Nate Gray. So it'll be Nuri Todd here to lead things off in the fourth. He had an RBI single in the second on a nice play out in left field, or at least a diving attempt by Plasher, but couldn't make it as he fouls the first away. 0-1. And he lays off outside. 1-1 here. Again, Todd from Brophy, played for Josh Garcia, former Cougar himself. And he lays off there. 2 balls and a strike. Josh Garcia, the head coach and AD at Brophy, 2 years here, and then went to University of Arizona. And a check swing. And it is back to 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Nuri Todd. And strike 3 called on the inside corner. Todd down looking. And there's one away here in the fourth. Pierce a pair of flyouts thus far. And he'll take strike 1 at the belt. Shows bunt, and it is going to roll foul. And it is 0-2 on Pierce. Pierce rips that into center field. That's going to get down, and it will be a 1-out single for Bobby. So Pierce rips the single into center, gives the Cougars a 1-out base runner, and it's Joe Terranova. Terranova 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out thus far. Pierce 13 steals on the year. And the first pitch is high above the belt for ball 1. Ganter holds him on first, so a big hole on the right side. As the fastball, though, runs high and tight for ball 2. Fastball is on the corner, strike 1. Pierce bluffs a steal from first, but heads back to the base. And another fastball right on the corner. And Gray works it back even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Terranova on the ground to second, 4-6 to 3, and it's a double play to end the inning. So we'll head to the 5th. And it will be, I'm not even sure, 6, 7, and 8 due up here for the Aztecs. So 6, 7, and 8. Barta Plashert and Alvarez to face Martin Romero. So it'll be Barta, the right fielder, will lead things off. He flew out to right to end the second. And digging in for the second time. And he starts him with a strike on the outside corner. And maybe some pitch comm issues. Just like the big leaguers, they use the pitch comp system. Kevin Soini, the pitching coach, this for the last several years for the Cougars. In the air, out of play, and it's 0-2 on Barta to lead off the fifth. And he lays off there to even the count. Ball one. So 1-2 here. And misses outside to even the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes here. On the ground to Terranova, and he fires, and there's one away. 4-3 gets Barta to start the fifth. So it brings up Plashert, the left fielder, strikeout victim, his first time up. Low for ball one. And a fastball on the inside corner is called strike one to even the count. And a swing and a miss on the low pitch, and it's 1-2 on the left fielder. And Plashert down on strikes for the second time, and there's 2 down. Brings up the catcher, Ernie Alvarez. Grounded out to short, his first time up. And he'll take ball one. Nice pitch in there, evens the count. 1 ball and 1 strike, 2 outs here in the top of the fifth. And Alvarez swings through the fastball 1 ball and 2 strikes now on the catcher. And Alvarez, very defensive swing, and he's down on strikes. And a 1-2-3 inning. So as we begin the bottom of the 5th, it will be 3, 4, and 5 for the Cougars. Parada, Jones, and Lorenz due up. All right, bottom of the 5th here, 3, 4, and 5. Parada, Jones, and Lorenz due up. Parada 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored in the 3rd. And another single right through the right side. So Parada on board with a leadoff single to start the 5th. Sharply through the right side, and it brings up Luke Jones, the catcher. He reached on an error and scored in the 3rd. And he waves and just rolls that foul. That's 0-1 on Luke. And again, Jones rolls it over foul, so he's behind 0-2 here. It's a drop 3rd strike. He'll be out on the, he's out. It'll be a wild pitch, though, that will move Parada into 2nd. So because first base was occupied, Jones is out automatically. But the wild pitch in the dirt allows Parada into scoring position. So brings up Lorenz. He's 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored. And that'll be a pass ball on Alvarez. And he'll be into 3rd on ball 1. So a wild pitch into 2nd and a pass ball into 3rd. Infield comes in for the Aztecs. And that's shot the other way. RBI single for Bryan Lorenz, his 3rd hit of the day. And it's 6-1 Cougars. So Lorenz shoots that up the right field line for a base hit. And Serrata scores easily, and it's now Marcus Romero, also 2 hits. Two RBI single his last time up. He scored twice as well, although he'll take strike 1 there. In the dirt, Lorenz is going to try for it. The throw is going to go into right field. Now they're going to... So it will be a wild pitch and an error. Allow Lorenz into third. It'll be a wild pitch. Got him on the move, and then an E2T unofficially will take him into third. It's a ball and a strike on Romero. And that's underneath the knees. 2 balls and a strike on Marcus. And the infield back in for the Aztecs. And outside and low. So it'll be 3 balls now and 1 strike on Marcus. And a fastball is low. So Romero on board with a walk. Puts runners on the corners for Drew Johnson. Johnson, 2 RBIs today, a single in the second and an RBI ground out in the third. First pitch swinging is slapped out into left. It is caught on a line, and Lorenz will score, and it is 7-1. Another RBI for Drew Johnson. So that'll be F7 sack RBI. And Lorenz scores. Marcus stayed at first, and it brings up the DH, Landon Springmeyer, 0 for 2. Strikeout and a flyout. And Springmeyer waves through the breaking ball to start this at bat. And breaking ball crosses at the knees for strike 2. So 0-2, Springmeyer needing to protect here. Marcus on first, maybe you run him. As he rolls that foul to stay alive at 0-2. And the fastball upstairs for ball 1. Springmeyer into the air to left and caught to end the inning. But 2 more runs come across, and the Cougars take a 7-1 lead into the top of the 6th. L7 gets Springmeyer to end the inning. And Martin Romero back out to start his 6th inning work. For the Aztecs will be 9-1-2. So Grenard, then Saras, and Richards scheduled to appear. So it'll be Grenard, the shortstop, to lead things off. And another pitch comm issue will cause a delay to start this inning. So Grenard to single his first time up. Single and a run scored. And he'll take strike one. On the ground to Terranova. Scoops and fires, and there's one away. So Grenard retired 4-3. And it turns things over to the top of the lineup. And Saras. Saras on base his previous two times up. Hit by a pitch and a double into left field. He was thrown out at the plate in the third on a single. That ball high in the air right side. Terranova makes the catch. Wow. What a play by Terranova. Right field here and second base. You are facing the sun, and you have to really fight the sun in that side of the field. So it's a P4, gets Saras on the first pitch. Brings up Caden Richards, the second baseman. And a ball to Richards. He's 1 for 2. Fly out to right and a single into right field. Ball 1 on him. And ball 2 as that's low. And he misses high and away, says the umpire. And it's quickly 3-0 here on Richards with 2 down in the 6th. And it'll be a 4-pitch walk to Richards. So he's on board for the second time. Brings up Ganter. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. Fastball at the belt for strike 1. Lays off that pitch outside. 1 ball and 1 strike on the first baseman, Ganter. High in the air left side. Pierce and Romero. It's going to be Pierce. And it's a P6, although he's way out in left field. And that retires the side. That ball was way up there. So it'll take us to the bottom of the 6th. We'll see if Gray is out for another inning. Might be a new pitcher here for Pima. Let's see, it is a new pitcher, not number 21, it is number 20. So let's get you some new information on the new pitcher, number 20, entering the game for Pima. Number 20 is Seth Lee, a sophomore out of Rio Rancho, New Mexico. So Lee, the new pitcher. And Lee will have, I believe, 9, 1, and 2 to deal with here in the 6th. Todd, Pierce, and Terranova. So Seth Lee out to start here in the 6th. th appearance of the season. He does have 1 save every appearance is out of the bullpen. He's pitched 11 innings in those 10 appearances. 12 hits, 6 earned runs, 6 walks, 11 strikeouts. Translates to a 4.91 ERA for Seth Lee, the new pitcher for Pima Community College. So it'll be the center fielder, Nuri Todd, to lead things off. RBI single in the 2nd and a strikeout in the 4th for Nuri, 1 for 2. And Seth Lee's first pitch of the game is a strike on the inside corner. So Lee, our new pitcher for Pima. And inside for ball 1 to even the count. Todd rolls it to first. Ganter. Oh! Save. And Nuri is going to, I think it was a tie. And the tie goes to the runner as Ganter fields it on the backhand. And it's a race to first base between Seth Lee and Nuri Todd. And the first base umpire said Todd either beat it or it was a tie. So it brings up Pierce. He singled to center his last time up. And he'll take strike 1. Pierce, that's probably going to get down. It will. And Nuri's going to get to third. Here comes the throw. No. And it's first and third with nobody out here to start the 6th. So Pierce's second straight single. It's a single into right. And it brings up Terranova. So we'll see what Pima does here defensively if a sandlot play is on. Terranova for 3, looking to break through, at least get that run in from third. Shows bunt and pulls back for ball 1. Ganter will hold Pierce at first. And the fastball gets a swing and a miss from Terranova to even the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bunt is shown. He pulls back and it's taken high for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike here. Runner goes. It's called strike. It'll be a stolen base. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Pierce, his 14th steal of the year, puts himself in a scoring position. 2 balls, 2 strikes here on Joe. Oops. Infield does come in. And he fouls it straight back to stay alive at 2-2. They will appeal, no swing, and it is a full count on Terranova. He'll disengage and step back on. And here it comes, the payoff. And ball 4. So Terranova on board for the first time. It'll bring up Parada. So Parada singles his last 2 times up. See what the infield does. Middles will retreat. And it's a strike at the belt to start Raul. And a strike on the outside corner makes it 0-2. Parada stays alive as he fouls it out of play. On the ground, could be 2, 4-6, 3. So it will bring in a run. 2 outs though on the play. It's no RBI. And it's 8-1. So a 4-6-3 GDP, no RBI. And Terranova out on the play as well. So Jones at the plate. And inside for ball 1, Pierce retreats. So 1-0 to Luke. And that one will put Luke on painfully, and it is runners at the corners for Lorenz. Lorenz has been on a tear today, 3 for 3, 3 singles, and 3 runs scored for Bryan. First and third here. Okay. Jones will be held on at first as well. And a strike on the outside corner to start the at-bat. It's a chain. It was a strike on the pitch. It'll be a stolen base for Luke. So second and third now. It's 0-2 on Lorenz. In the dirt, good stop by Alvarez, 1-2. Second baseman, long throw, and they'll get him. And it'll stay 8-1 as we head to the seventh. So head to the seventh. And it will be Luis Martin Romero out to pitch for South Mountain. And this inning he will have due up let's see. It will be 4, 5, and 6. Glick, Senior, and Barta due up here for the Aztecs in the seventh. So it'll be Jackson Glick to lead things off, the DH from Kansas City. 0 for 2 with a pair of flyouts in the game. And he's low for ball one to start the at-bat. And misses high and outside, 2-0. And he misses high, so 3 balls and no strikes here to start the seventh. It'll be a leadoff walk for Glick. So Senior 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout comes up. And he starts him with a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. And pulls the string, it's 0-2 on Senior. On the ground to Pierce, 6-4. 3 double play, just like that, 2 outs in the seventh. 6-4-3, Senior double play. Brings up Barta, the right fielder, a ground out and a fly out thus far on the day. lot of oohs and ahs on ball one. And he comes back inside for strike one on the corner to even the count. And misses inside. 2 balls and a strike. In the air, well hit into right center. Todd going back and makes the catch on the warning track. So Barta gave it a ride, but there is Nuri Todd covering the ground. And it's F8. And we'll head to the 7th inning stretch here at South Mountain. That includes announcers. So Seth Lee back out to pitch this inning. He came in and started the 6th for the Aztecs. And for the Cougars this inning, it will be six, 7, and 8. Romero, Johnson, and Springmeyer scheduled to appear. So Marcus has had a good day offensively. He's been on base safely all 3 times. Two singles and a walk, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored for Marcus. And he rips that through, so Marcus on board with a leadoff single through the left side. And that's how the 7th will start for the Cougars, 1 BLS. Brings up Drew Johnson. Johnson, 3 RBIs. RBI single in the 1st, RBI ground out in the 3rd, and a sac fly in the 5th. Excuse me, that's RBI single was in the 2nd for Drew. And he'll take strike 1 to start his at-bat here. In the bottom of the 7th, Romero on first after the single. And Ganter holding him, so a big hole on the right side for the first baseman. And a nice pitch from Lee, gets him at the knees for strike 2. Pickoff attempt, and Marcus dives in safely. Johnson rolls it foul, and a nice play at first base box by Coach Justin Quinn, himself a former Cougar. Went on to play at Oral Roberts University and helped the Golden Eagles make the World Series in Omaha. That ball is into the gap in left center. That'll get down. Romero's going to get to third. It's misplayed by the center fielder. Here comes Marcus, and the throw will not be in time. And it's 9-1, and that might be the ball game. Let's wait for the umpires to make the decision. That makes it 9-1, and that's the game. That is the run rule victory. 9-run is the final. It's an RBI single And an error will end the game. So a great performance by Luis Martin Romero. He's my player of the game. Complete game, 7 innings, just the 1 earned run for Luis Martin. And a lot of great performances offensively for the Cougars, whether it was Drew Johnson with 3 RBIs, Marcus Romero on base safely 4 times. And it's a 9-1 victory here in 7 for South Mountain. So again, these two teams will be back in action tomorrow at 2 p.m. in Game 2 of this series. And we'll have that here, the same place you found this game. And check SMCCCougars.com for a full box score and recap from today's game. Again, Cougars win 9-1 in 7 over Pima to take Game 1 of this series. And again, a great pitching performance by Luis Martin Romero, just the 1 run for the sophomore ACCAC Division II Pitcher of the Year from Rio Rico. And he improves to 9-2 on the season. Again, check SMCCCougars.com for a full recap and box score. Well, I probably won't type the recap, but a full box score of today's game. Until tomorrow at 2 o'clock, take care.
Make it a good game tomorrow, because I won't be here.
You'll be listening?
Yeah, I'll be
All
watching.
right. There you go. Good.
Thank you.